girls. We still have one runt inside, Guinevere, but I have Greta and Gertrude, and I am Mama Goose, so they follow me everywhere. And we realized that our beds actually had some problems. The compost that we got in the fall and we made these beds with is not very good quality. Give you some more information on that later. So I'm out here today amending. I'm gonna top dress it with some new compost we got that's beautiful. Different color, just different pH, it's nice and balanced. The stuff that's down now is highly acidic. So we have some lime. We've dressed it with some lime. We're gonna put down some alfalfa meal, some kelp, and some blood meal. Rake it in and hopefully it'll be perfect for planting. What we have now is all of our brassicas, everything we've put in is not doing well at all. It's browning, it does not look good. So hopefully this will help fix the problem before we can get everything out and planted. Hey! Hey, how about we go hang out somewhere else instead of hanging out under here? So these are broccolis that we got as starts, and they just really don't look good. Everything's turning purple, brown, and just falling off, which is very indicative that this is just way too acidic. We did a soil test and the pH was about 5, which is very, very acidic. So we have treated it with lime. But it needs to be rained in. I'm gonna water this whole garden. Here's another example of this. So it just really is not doing great at all. They're just not growing. And then you can see even over here, this sorrel that I just planted out, really not doing well. My spinaches, I mean, they've been kind of nipped down. My peas, they're producing pods, but they just haven't been doing well at all. And my arugula, it's like it just burned. I mean, it's already starting to bolt. And this went in the ground 2 months ago. Yeah, I put this in the ground the end of March and had it covered under fleece, and it just hasn't grown, and it should have done just absolutely fine. So hopefully we can get some amendments on this. So I'm gonna take all these beds here, top dress it with another probably 2 inches of this beautiful rich black compost. We'll do some alfalfa meal, some kelp, and some blood meal, and I'm just gonna kind of scratch it in. You know, compost doesn't really feed the soil, but you know, hopefully over time we want to build these beds with really good rich soil. So it's just taught us that really what we need to do is just be making our own compost so we can guarantee that it's really made out of the best stuff, you know, that it's the right pH and such. Look at the color of this. It is beautiful. Forms somewhat, but still falls apart, so it's not too wet. It smells great. It's not even really sweet smelling, it just smells like nice dirt. This, by comparison, pretty sure this is mostly brewery grains left over, coffee grounds. Look at the difference. Just, it's not bad, it's just not great. It's gonna need some amendments. Where this stuff, this is good to go. So it's been about a week since I top dressed all these beds, and as you can see, things look a little different around here. I have transplanted or direct seeded every single bed in plot 1, and as you can see over there, we're working on plot 2, starting to lay beds out. But I just wanted to show you, after scattering the alfalfa and the kelp and the blood meal, everything is doing much, much better. We also, thanks to that little guy over there, our rainbird, have been watering, and we also got a nice heavy dose of rain, and everything has just popped. So as you can see, everything really is looking a lot better. Let's take a look at our broccoli. And I have interplanted this with onions, and it just, you still got a little bit of, you know, leaf damage, but that's really not a big deal. I'm just gonna stay on top of it. But it's doing much better. It's growing better. They look healthier. Everything just kind of looks a lot better. So I think we're in the clear. I think we've solved the problem. And I think the moral of the story is just know your compost, know where it's coming from. Be sure you test it so that you can make any necessary changes that are needed. And my outer sorrel leaves that were looking really sad a little while ago, it's recovered quite well. It's doing much better. My peas are doing much better. And we only amended this just a little bit. And then all of these beds before I transplanted, these are all lettuces, and I've got greens in here and onions. Everything just looks really, really good to me. So I think if you test your pH and you just make sure that, you know, you're dealing with good soil to start, if you can make your own compost and you know exactly what's going in it, all the better. If not, ask some questions. Find out what's going on, what's being used, if herbicides are kept out of it, if they have a plan in place to do such things. And if not, you know, make the necessary changes. But yeah, this seems to have worked quite well, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have a great productive year.